Leanne from Calgary writes, could you please tell me what you know about charter schools? Could you also please provide me with your thoughts on the charter school system here in Calgary? I'm Darzouk. I'm running for public school board trustee in Southeast Calgary, wards 12 and 14. I think that's why Leanne sent me this message. You can send your questions in as well, or concerns or stories about CB, info@darzoukfortrustee.com, and I'll do my best to answer them. Hey, so as part of preparing for this role of CBE trustee candidate, I've certainly done some research, not an expert on it. I can tell you that charter schools are not CBE. They're completely separate. Charter schools only became a thing about 15 years ago, and the reason being is parents were looking for something else that the big boards were not providing. And they'd gone to the boards and said, hey, how about this? Can we try this teaching style? And the boards were like, no, that's not what we do. So they went to the province minister of education and said, we're looking for something else. And so they did a study, and out of that study there was a recommendation that we had charter schools. And so it was a thing, brand new, really not a lot of it anywhere in the world, certainly very few places in North America. So Alberta was one of the first. Alberta remains one of the leaders in charter schools, certainly in Canada, but even in North America. It's rare that most jurisdictions even have this concept. A student in the CB gets funded at about $11,500 a year. Same for charter schools. The charter schools receive this 100% of that operational grant per student. They do not receive the capital grant for creating buildings and things like that, though there are rumors that might be changing and charter schools might get some monies for building physical properties and whatnot. Charter schools cannot be religious. They need to be secular. They need to have a charter that's different than what the public schools are providing. And then they submit that to the Minister of Education, looks over it, and either grants or denies that charter. And then they fund it. Parents are not allowed to pay more money. Just the Calgary Board of Education tuition is 100%, and there's no opportunity to take additional tuition dollars for charter schools. So in that way, they're just another public school. I don't believe the teachers are ATA, though they do have all their certifications and BEds and Master of Education, all that. I don't believe they're ATA, but you could correct me on that. Also, oh goodness. So the enrollment is insanely high at charter schools. There's applications about 300% in some of the charter schools, more than they can accept. So only 1 in 3 kids in some of these charter schools actually get in, and they have in many cases a lottery system. It's growing every year. So I think this year about 11% of the Alberta school population is in a charter or independent school, and every year that thing is growing. Next year 12, 13%, who knows, but it's growing each and every year. And so that's the sad part from the CBE, is that $11,500 grant that CBE students get to operate the CBE. That money is now getting shifted into the charter school, and the CBE no longer has that grant. So that's quite sad. I can tell you from a trustee perspective, this should be on the radar of trustees. This should be on the radar for a very long time, because charter schools continue to rise. I'm an entrepreneur and a business person, and when I see customers going to a different location, I know there's a gap that I need to change. And it should be obvious for our Calgary Board of Education that the charter schools are doing something that parents in our communities want. I want those kids from the charter schools to leave the charter schools and come back to our CBE community schools. It's better for our community, it's better for our parents if kids are in their local neighborhood schools. But we need to take our responsibility as the CBE to say there is something that those guys over there are doing good that are causing parents to yank their kids out and put them over there. We need to do better as CBE. We need to have a look what they're doing for programs, for academics, and say, let's see if we can copy those guys, the things that they're doing good, and get them into our local schools. Because that trend keeps going up. 11% this year, 12% probably next year. And it's going to keep going up until we look at what they're doing and start making changes to deliver better at the CBE. I will also say that I see a lot of rhetoric, people saying, they need to shut down the charter schools, the independent schools, the private schools, because they're stealing money from our program, our board. And I am completely against that. If someone says that to me, watch out, because those guys are our neighbors. Those guys are people in our community that have made that choice. And as Calgarians, that is not how we do things. We do not attack our neighbors. We support them. And yeah, be nice if they had less students, but let's do a better job of bringing them back into our CB schools. I'm Dar Zook, running in wards 12 and 14. If you have questions or concerns or stories about the CB that you think I can add to, I'd love to bend an ear and see if we can sort things out together. Email is info@darzook4trustee.com. Thanks for watching.